Hi everyone, welcome to our last art lesson for the Homeschool Partnership year. Today we're going to do our art lesson on pop art. And pop art is something really cool that lots of artists do. It's a way of making art, and I'm going to show you some pictures actually on my phone, and they will be examples of pop art that you can learn from. So let me find my pictures, and here's one right here. So this is a famous picture that an artist named Andy Warhol did. And what the thing about pop art is it uses the same image over and over, oftentimes, doesn't always, but you can see the same picture of a woman's face. It's an actress named Marilyn Monroe. But the colors are all different and they're really bright and they pop out from the canvas. So that's one example of pop art. There's another one that's really famous. Oh, here's one that's really fun. This one is also by Andy Warhol. See if you can guess what this is. These are pictures of donuts. Those look good. So this is another example of pop art. It's bright colors, usually just like everyday objects or items that we see a lot. And that here's another one that the artist then uses and makes into art using bright, bold colors. Can you tell what those are? It's a bunch of Campbell's soup cans. That is a really famous painting by Andy Warhol. He just took Campbell's soup cans and painted them over and over and over. And oftentimes he'll put like 4 images of the same image and color it in different ways with paint and other materials. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'll show you what. In your bag, you received a purple piece of cardboard or just thick paper. I think some tissue paper, cotton ball. I've got some markers. You can use crayons. You can use colored pencils, paints, any other craft supplies that you have to create bold colors on your birds. Now, I've already cut my piece into 4 sections as we're going to make a little piece of pop art here. And once we're done coloring each one in or gluing things on each one to make it bright and colorful, then we're going to glue it with our glue stick or our liquid glue on here. I already started with one bird, so I just took lots of bright colors and I made little patches of color on this bird. So I feel like this one is done. So on my next one, let's see what I might do. I'm going to put these out of the way until I'm done. On my next one, I think I'm going to use little pieces of tissue paper. Remember when we did collaging? When you take little pieces, I'm going to cut these pieces even smaller. And then you glue them on. And even though we have the outline of the bird, you don't have to get these in perfectly. So let me show you what I'm thinking about here. A little bit of glue. Put on a piece of tissue paper. Oops. Be careful because the tissue paper tears. We know that, but that's okay. It actually makes it look kind of cool. And we know that the glue will dry clear. So even if it's purple on there right now, let's see what will happen if I do it like this. Put a little bit of glue there and then push down the tissue paper. That might even work better. I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to put random pieces all over my bird. And you can sort of see the lines of the bird through the tissue paper. That's kind of cool. Oops, I did it that way again. Put some blue on the tail feathers. Some pink on the tail feathers. This one's turning out cool with blue and pink and purple. Get another piece of purple on there. If you have other craft supplies that you want to glue onto your bird or one of your birds, you're welcome to use those. I'm going to put another blue one here. And then I think I'm going to do a little bit of marker on this as well. Purple. And do the legs in purple. A lot of times, and most of the time, pop art uses really bold and bright colors. These aren't the real colors that we would look on a bird and see most of the times. Some birds have bright, bold colors, but not really like this. So we're not painting, or we're not really doing a realistic image. That means true, what it would look like if we saw one outside in the wild. But it sure does make a fun piece of art. All right, let's see. I think I want a yellow eye for this guy. Okay, that feels good to me. So you can do your other two birds in other colors. You could use like crayons or colored pencils. Like I was saying, you could paint them. But the idea is to have 4 different versions of the same image with bright and bold colors, but different. So they're the same, but they're different. And then when you have them all done, you can use glue stick or liquid glue. To glue them down. And I think I would wait, even though these aren't done yet, I'm not going to glue those down yet because they're not finished. I think it's best to do the art first and then glue them down when they're finished. So I'm just going to pretend like I glued these down and that they have some bold colors on them. And then you would have your piece of pop art. Don't forget to sign your name as the artist. And you can even put the date too, if you want to remember when you did your art. This would make a lovely piece of art for your house or your room. And then, the reason I put these in is because these are kind of fun to use for painting. You can dip it into paint, whether it's watercolors or regular paint, and just do little dabs of color, which is fun. Or you can even paint with them. Just a different way to paint. So this is a project you can get really creative with, and I hope I get a chance to see some of your creations sometime. Thank you so much for coming to our pop art lesson. It has been a wonderful treat to do science and art lessons with you all year long. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.